STL Startup Week is just around the corner, and this is really a time for innovation, collaboration. It is open to all. So joining us now is Kevin Lashley, one of the featured speakers. Thanks for being here this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Oh, I love it. And I love what you do. So tell us about what you are actually doing for Startup Week.
Yeah, so I have a segment called Art of the Pivot, which I'm going to be talking about the changing landscapes in today's entrepreneur world, especially in St. Louis, how entrepreneurs can pivot from one focus to the next more effectively.
And how have you pivoted? You've done some pivots.
Yeah, I have. In my last 9 years career, I've had several pivots. So most recently, I pivot from the nonprofit space into more of a entrepreneurial journey myself. So bought a startup, and I'm excited to launch that here in the next week.
Oh, that's exciting!
Yeah.
Right in time for
yep.
Startup Week.
For Startup Week, yep.
Okay, so it does seem like a lot of people really are having to make pivots or wanting to pivot, and I'm wondering what you are seeing and hearing from people.
Yeah, definitely.
And experiencing yourself, I should say.
So personally, I think a lot of my pivots have been around saturated markets, and so I've owned a marketing and events company for the last several years now. And as that space gets a little bit congested, or as demands start to shift, I've been able to kind of shift and pivot just a little bit in my career. And now I'm actually in the advertising space for wedding vendors.
Okay, and how's that going? I guess everyone gets married whether,
Yeah.
whatever administration we're under or whatever
Absolutely.
recession we're dealing with.
Yeah, definitely a more stable market. Everybody's going to be getting married, and wedding vendors are always going to need that support.
Okay, and then I have a question about Startup Week specifically. Can you walk us through what people can expect if they've never gone to Startup Week, or kind of what the vibe is?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's going to be a whole host of St. Louis startup professionals, entrepreneurs, even more seasoned professionals who are going to be able to walk you through as an entrepreneur, walk you through the different stages of a startup company. Obviously, I'll be talking about pivoting, but there'll be folks that are going to be talking about, how to get financing and how to get funding, how to market and leverage your personal brand in various aspects of just building your company from the ground up. So super excited about that, with a big focus, on tech. There's going to be a lot of different sectors, a lot of different industries represented at STL Startup Week, so it's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting. And I'm just curious, what is a piece of advice that you can give to someone who might be watching and saying, I do kind of want to make a pivot in my career, or I do want to take a leap, and are nervous about it? What kind of advice could you give to folks?
Yeah, I made the pivot from corporate America to full-time entrepreneurship here recently, and my biggest piece of advice is just to be prepared. And so your corporate full-time position is kind of like your training for your entrepreneurial journey. And so just prepare yourself for that grind. It doesn't get easier; it only gets harder. But if you're focused and you have that motivation, you can definitely push through the obstacles and reach success.
And I always like to ask this: how can the public or the community or us, how can we support the work that you're doing?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, I'm now working with a company called Wed Society St. Louis. Me and my wife just purchased this company recently, and so if you want to follow our journey, you can follow us on Instagram at St. Louis Wed Society, or you can follow us on our website. So yeah.
I do think it's interesting because you always share tips on LinkedIn or what you're doing, but you can learn not only, okay, so maybe you're not getting married this year, so maybe I won't use your services, but at the same time, I do learn so much from what you're posting, just about building community or just getting out there.
Yeah, for sure. So I feel like LinkedIn is kind of my main social media channel,
Right.
Especially being a business professional. So I'm always sharing, tips on building community. I'm an event professional and marketing professional as well, so always sharing marketing and event tips. But really just trying to, share as much information and give back as much information as I've been able to receive from my mentors and advisors over the course of my career. So I just love to give back, and as you mentioned, I love to build community.
Yeah, I love that about your work. Question: if people want to go to Startup Week, how can they see you? Like, do you have a certain day, or how does it work? Anyone can attend, right?
Yeah, anyone can attend, and so I will be presenting on the 10th at 10 o'clock, and so feel free to come out. You can visit the website, stlstartupweek.com, and check out the schedule. So there's, like I said, there's going to be a ton of great entrepreneurs and business professionals sharing knowledge. But yeah, I would love for anyone to come and join my talk, Art of the Pivot.
Okay, Art of the Pivot. STL Startup Week is November 10th through 14th, and it is free, but you do need to register. So we'll put that link on ksdk.com as well. Kevin, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Michelle, for having me. I really appreciate it.
Really appreciate it. We joke all the time. Paul's always like, ooh, are you hiring? What's going on? Because we do think about, like, a lot of people are making those big pivots this year especially. All right, Kevin, thank you so much.